graduated from Daystar University, and when I graduated, as a young girl, when you get to the city, going back home is hard. Yeah, you've experienced the sherehe, the good life, isn't it? Going back home was quite hard for me. And my dad kept telling me that I cannot sustain you in Nairobi, so get a job. And I was looking for a job, and I could not get a job. So sitting in my bedsitter, I was wondering, how will I survive in Nairobi? And that is where I got the idea of, I can become an editor. But there was one problem. When I graduated from Daystar, I'm sorry to say this, I had an A in editing, but I could not edit. You see these group works that we do? Yeah? So I remember when we were submitting our project, I saw the rolling titles, and I thought, this is magic. How did you do this? But I had an A in editing. And so I asked my dad to buy for me an editing suit, and a friend of mine that I had met at New People's Media taught me how to edit via the phone. And that is how I started editing. But learning how to edit is one thing. Making money out of editing is another story all together. And that is how I ended up at downtown River Road. I got an office at Meru House. And during this, in this particular place, there were so many people who were doing editing there. And I did my first project, which I was so happy I'm going to earn my first 9,000 shillings. That time, 2005, that was a lot of money. Yeah? So I was so happy, and I put a lot of effort into making that music video project. And as usual, as naive as I was, I gave the client that CD to just go and watch from home and come back and give me feedback so that now we can make the master copy. And so the following day I wake up, I am so happy I'm getting my first pay, only to get to, when I'm getting to work, and the music album is already on sale. And that is how my 9,000 ilikunywa maji. So in this industry also, character development is real. And from there, I actually got mad. I was so angry. I told my dad, now I want to go this my own way. So get me an office. Yeah? And so I thank my dad because he was very supportive, and he has been supportive throughout this journey. And that is how I started my small company called Sungi Videos. And that is where Prince Cam Media was giving us competition. Ukisikia Prince Cam Media has released a music album, you need to go and counter check. What are you really doing in this industry? So asante sana, Paul, for that particular opportunity. And I think for Prince Cam Media, having birthed Talanta Institute, a training institution, we can say this is one of your greatest achievements. Because when I look at this hall, majority of the people in this room are young people. And these are the people that we want to empower, because these are the people who carry this country. Yeah? A majority of our population is made up of young people. And if we don't empower them to make something out of ourselves, then as a society, we will have failed. So I am humbled and I am proud for the far that you have come. I understand this is the fourth physical graduation, and number 4 represents stability, number 4 represents order, number 4 represents determination. And the fact that you have come so far as a training institution, that means that you have cemented yourself in the industry. And how can we say you have cemented yourself in the industry? It is having such a graduation. It really shows that you are doing the work and you are releasing qualified filmmakers and producers into the industry. And also, you have cemented yourself in the industry also through the nomination that for Nanyorai in the last concluded 12th Kalasha Film Awards. And for that, I think you need to appreciate yourself with a clap. And so this also means that education is a key component in skill development in the creative and arts media works. And what this education does, it offers to the student useful guidelines to develop their creativity, imagination, and sensitivity towards oneself and the world around them. Now, over the last few years, we have seen people appreciate the creative industry. In one way or another, we are all creatives today. We are all content creators. I'm sure since morning until now, you've taken a photo, posted it on social media, you've taken a video, you see. So in one way or another, the creative industry now, we are appreciating it. I think we have transitioned from that place whereby if I tell my parents I want to become a filmmaker, a music producer, they won't ask you or they won't ask me to go and look for a real job. Filmmaking is now a real job. Music production is now a real job. Graphics design is now a real job. And skills training, like what you have experienced from Talanta Institute, has played a very great role in cementing this industry, and it has made it acceptable even to the public. And we can also say that film training or creative training is also working. And now we are able to compete even internationally. Right now we have Terrastorm, the film that will be representing Kenya in the 95 Academy Awards. What does that mean for a country as Kenya? It is not just a feature, it is not just a drama film, it is an animation film. So that means that the training also that we are giving in our institution, and also the trainings that you get from different workshops and the like, that means their education is working for us. However, in education there must be a however, because even when we are doing studies, we are always taught to bridge a gap. Which gap are you feeling? So despite the strides that we have made in arts education and skill development, there are still gaps within the industry. You realize that, and I don't know whether this is different from Talanta Institutes, how many watch local content from the audience? Okay, the rest of you, why don't you watch local content? Yeah, so you realize that someone would rather watch a film from Hollywood, someone would rather watch a film from Nigeria or any other part of the world than sit and watch a Kenyan film. Yeah, even creatives, they complain that as Kenyans we don't appreciate our own content. So why is this the reason? And if education is the key to grow the industry, then as training institutions, then we need to find a way of bridging the gap. And how can we bridge this gap? We can bridge this gap by not only coming up with programs that look attractive to the young people, but also coming up with programs that are competitive and capture current trends in the global market. As training institutions, we appreciate the fact that film and other arts and creative sector is now embraced by the society, and some of the things that we need to do to position ourselves and to grow the industry is, one, make sure that education in arts is easily accessible. Of course, we know buying the cameras are so expensive. And how can we make this possible? This is in getting into partnerships with other like-minded institutions, and I appreciate the partnership that Talanta has with Park University, because what that means is, and this is something, by the way, that you should take advantage of, the fact that now you have a diploma at Talanta, you can now transition into a degree. Yeah? And like Eugene said, you need to position yourself for these opportunities. Let us not sit and say there's no job, but what are you doing about it? Yeah? What are you doing about it? Somebody said that, you know that verse in the Bible that says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Do not be the weapon that is forming against yourself by just sitting down and waiting for things to come for you. So for our graduates, you have gone through the fire, and you have proved beyond reasonable doubt that you are ready to be released into the industry. And I believe that your lecturers have equipped you with the necessary skills. However, right now we must acknowledge that the world is facing the largest generation of youth, and jobs are not being created fast enough to meet this shift. So as graduates, one of the things that you need to know and to think about is, how do I make money out of this degree that I have? You need to learn how money works. You need to learn how money works. And of course, you're going to go through various challenges, but eventually you are going to fight. Eventually you are going to find your place. So learn how money works and seek to know how to commercialize your degree. Also, as graduates, know that education never ends. And we thank the technology that we are having right now. Social media, the internet, is not just for posting memes. Make use of it. Sasa, memes tutacheka, but memes, again, social media, you can learn a lot. At this age, I always say, always know, how far are you going to eat exposure? Yeah? How long are you going to eat exposure? Have you eaten exposure yet? Yeah? Be ready to learn. And as I conclude, alcohol and drugs and substance abuse is destroying the community. And this is a conversation that we need to have as a community. And if we don't check on this, young people, within the next 5-10 years, we will have a community of young people with skills but cannot provide for themselves because they are dealing with addiction, they are dealing with depression, and they are dealing with other mental health issues. Yes, right now you are young, but 5 years down the line, add your age, add 10 years. How old will you be? Yeah, imagine that age and you cannot provide for yourself. That is real. That is real stress. Yeah, so we need to check. Think of ways that you can make use of your energy. Do not take your energy to drugs and substance abuse. And so there's a term I always like using: fix your frame. Sawa sawa? Yes, fix your frame. No one is going to come and do this for you. You have to do it for yourself. No one is going to come and save you. As we are just here to support you, you'll have to do the work. Okay, you'll have to do the work, and we are here to support. So let me say congratulations, and I really look forward to watch the next TV productions, film productions, animation, music productions from this year's graduating class. Thank you.